Good day everyone. Today we'll be discussing IT and software development outsourcing. This topic is crucial in today's digital economy as the businesses increasingly relying on the external partners to enhance the efficiency, to reduce cost, and also access specialized expertise. So, throughout this presentation, we will explore the benefits, the challenges, the industry trends, and the best practices for a successful outsourcing. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, for our objectives, of course, we will be introducing to you the IT and software development outsourcing. Next, we have the benefits of IT outsourcing, the common IT outsourcing services, the models of IT's outsourcing, the challenges of IT outsourcing, the best practices for successful outsourcing, industry trends, and in IT outsourcing, also the pros and cons for outsourcing. And lastly, for the conclusion. So before we will dive into the various topic of this presentation, let us know what is IT and a software development outsourcing. So in simple terms, it is the practice of hiring external companies to handle various IT related tasks such as software development, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and also technical support. This also allows businesses to focus on their core operations while leveraging this expertise of specialized service providers. So we have there that IT refers to hiring external companies to handle IT tasks like software development, cybersecurity, and technical support. It helps the businesses save costs, gain expert skills, and improve efficiency by using outside professionals. Outsourcing in IT allows the businesses to access global talent, reduce cost, and speed up software development. It provides scalability, enabling the companies to adjust resources as needed. Additionally, outsourcing partners bring innovative technologies. Businesses stay competitive in the fast-changing digital world. Also, outsourcing IT services helps businesses cut costs by reducing expenses on salaries, infrastructure, and software. The companies to focus on their core cooperations while gaining access to skilled professionals with dedicated teams. Projects are completed faster and businesses can scale IT resources as needed. Additionally, outsourcing enhance the risk management by ensuring security, compliance, and technical reliability. So, IT software and software development, outsourcing, that many companies choose outsourcing. First is to reduce cost while maintaining a high quality services. Second is outsourcing also provides access to global talent, meaning that businesses can hire the best professionals from around the world. And also it enhances efficiency, allowing the companies to complete projects faster and scale operations based on the demand. So let's say, for example, um, the major tech companies like Google, Slack, and the WhatsApp have outsourced parts of their IT functions to third-party vendors. So this strategy has helped them grow and maintain the efficiency while just focusing on their innovation. Um, okay, to proceed for the benefits of the IT outsourcing. Now let's take a deeper look at why businesses choose to outsource IT services. So the main reasons include the cost savings, the global expertise, the scalability, and its efficiency. So first we have the cost reduction and budget efficiency. So one of the biggest reasons that companies outsource IT services is to save money. So running on in a house IT department, it requires high salaries, office space, training, and expensive software and hardware. And by outsourcing, companies can significantly cut down this cost. Say, for example, many startups rely on outsourcing to minimize expenses. So, WhatsApp, let's say that WhatsApp outsource its app development to engineers in Eastern Europe, which kept costs low while maintaining a high quality development. Next is we have access to global talent and expertise. So outsourcing allows businesses to tap into a worldwide talent pool instead of being limited to hiring locally. Companies that top developers, cybersecurity also experts and IT professionals from different countries. Say for example, large corporations like the Microsoft and the Google has frequently outsourced software development to highly skilled engineers in India, Ukraine, and the Philippines, where expertise is abundant. And next is we have faster project completion and time to market. Since outsourcing firms specialties in IT services, they can complete projects faster. So they have already um, experienced teams in place. So companies don't need to spend time recruiting, hiring, and training new employees. Let's say, for example, Apple outsources parts of its software development that allows it to launch updates and new features faster than if it relied solely on internal teams. So Apple is very known for that, diba? So next is we have scalability and flexibility. So outsourcing also gives the companies the ability to scale up or down and depending on their needs. If a company needs extra support during peak business periods, it can easily expand its IT team through outsourcing. So we have example that an e-commerce company might outsource extra IT support during the holiday shopping season when online traffic is high. So that's for my part, and we will proceed to the next reporter, please.
Common IT outsourcing services. Now let's look at the specific types of IT services that businesses typically outsource. First, software development and maintenance. Many businesses outsource software development to create custom applications, websites, and business solutions. Outsourcing also ensures that software is updated and maintained properly. Example, startups that lack in-house development teams often rely on third-party vendors to create their mobile apps. Second, cloud computing and infrastructure management. Cloud services like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure Cloud services allow businesses to store data securely and manage their IT infrastructure remotely. Example: Netflix uses AWS cloud services to manage its massive streaming platform. Third, cybersecurity services. Cybersecurity is a growing concern, and many companies outsource security management to protect against hacking, phishing, and data breaches. Example: Banks often outsource cybersecurity operations to ensure customer data and protected from cyber threats. Fourth, IT support and help desk services. Companies outsource IT support assist employees and customers with technical issues. This ensures 24/7 support without requiring an in-house team. Example: Many multinational companies outsource customer service IT support to countries like India and the Philippines. Fifth, data analytics and AI solutions. Outsourcing AI and data analytics helps businesses gain insight into customer behavior, optimize operations, and make data driven decisions. Example: retail companies use outsourced data analytics to study consumer trends and improve their marketing strategies. So, the models of IT outsourcing. Businesses have several options when deciding how to outsource IT services. The four main models are offshore outsourcing, the first one, and the meaning is hiring vendors from a different country, usually far away, to benefit from lower costs and specialized expertise. So the example is the US outsourcing IT services to India or Ukraine. The pros is cost savings, access to highly skilled professionals. The cons is time zone differences and the language barriers. The second is nearshore outsourcing. So the meaning of the nearshore outsourcing is partner, partner, partnering with vendors in nearby countries to reduce cultural and time zone differences. Example: a US company outsourcing IT work to Mexico. The pros is easier communication and collaboration. The cons is costs may be higher than offshore outsourcing. So the third one is onshore domestic outsourcing. The meaning is hiring IT vendors within the same country. Example: a US company outsourcing to a US based IT firm. The pros: no language barriers, easier legal compliance. The cons is higher cost compared to offshore options. The fourth, the last one, is hybrid model. So the meaning of hybrid model is a combination of different outsourcing models. Example: a company keeps some IT services in-house, outsources cloud computing offshore, and uses a local firm for a cybersecurity. So the challenges of IT outsourcing. While IT outsourcing has many benefits, it also comes with challenges. First, communication and time zone differences. Example: a US company working with an Indian vendor might experience delays due to the time gap. Second, data security and privacy concerns. Example: if an outsourced vendor mishandles sensitive data, it can lead to major legal and financial consequences. Third, quality control and service reliability. Example: some outsourcing provides providers may not meet expected quality standards, leading to project delays. Fourth, hidden cost and contract management. Example, poorly defined contracts can result in unexpected fees and additional expenses.
Best practices for successful outsourcing. To overcome these challenges, businesses should follow these best practices. Number one, define clear project goals and expectations. Number two, choose the right outsourcing partner. Research potential vendors thoroughly. Number three, establish strong communication channels like using tools, Zooms, Slack, and Microsoft Teams. 4. Regularly monitor performance. Conduct weekly or monthly evaluations. 5. Ensure data security compliance. Work only with trusted providers who follow security regulations. Industry trends in IT outsourcing. The IT outsourcing industry is constantly evolving. Here are some key trends. Number 1, growth of AI and automation. Example, chatbots replacing human customer service agents. Number 2, increased demand for cybersecurity services. Example, businesses outsourcing cybersecurity to protect against data breaches. 3, shift towards cloud-based outsourcing solutions. Example, more companies using cloud services instead of on-premise services. 4. Rise of remote and hybrid work models. Example, many companies now have outsourced team working remotely.
Um, Thank you so much. So now we will be showing to you video clip that shows the pros and cons for outsourcing. So please listen carefully and take your time to watch the video.
The pros and the cons of outsourcing. So for those of you that don't know what outsourcing is, you might have been living under a rock over the last couple of years, but in essence, outsourcing is the ability to be able to have labor that does not exist directly inside of one of your offices, so either works from home and works directly for you, or is hired through a BPO, which is a business process outsourcing company that is basically going to handle all of the legal and logistical issues of hiring that person, and then you just get the labor advantages from that particular employee. So outsourcing is a little bit different from remote workers and from distributed workers. Remote workers are more focused on very much kind of a Western philosophy towards outsourcing. In essence, outsourcing is a bit of a dirty word. Usually it's for cheap labor, but I actually don't see it that way. I see it as something very different, and we're going to get into the pros and cons of that right now. Number one pro of outsourcing. Fundamentally, your costs are reduced. And even if you're hiring people that are more expensive than the people that are located in your local area, for the quality of labor that you're getting, you are definitely still saving a ton of money when it comes to outsourcing versus having employees that live in a physical location. And I'll give you a few examples. Number one, you don't have to pay for any of their equipment. You don't have to pay for an office. You can allow them to basically work from home. Therefore, they have more work hours and more productive work hours for you. And there's a lot of studies that show that outsourcing is usually a lot more cost effective, not only for the employer, but also for the employee. So you can even lower your costs from not having to pay that employee as much because they don't have to commute into work every single day and drink $6 Starbucks and get Panera Bread, as an example. You can focus on just getting the outputs from those people. And that's one of the major outsourcing. It's really easy to post projects and get projects done very quickly. So your team can expand or contract very quickly and efficiently dependent upon what type of projects that you're doing. So as an example, right now I have a videographer that I'm working with, and he's contracted out with us to be able to do work, and we can expand and contract as we need that. So if someone wants to work with us and it only works with us for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 years, it doesn't really matter for us, because it allows us to be able, through outsourcing, it allows us to be able to gain that labor that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to gain access to. and the bureaucracy is just too long to be able to go through all the formalized hiring procedures that you usually have in brick and mortar companies. And then connected to simpler and less complicated onboarding procedures, outsourcing employees allows you to have a really very easy onboarding process. So you don't have to register a whole bunch of tax numbers. They're in essence all contractors that work directly for you, and you contract them out like a contractor as opposed to a full-time employee. There's a lot of bureaucracy that goes into hiring those people, and you in essence don't have to do that when you're outsourcing, which is another great advantage. Another advantage is you have access to the global hiring pool. So I'm in Bali, Indonesia right now, and I'm actually in Ubud, and we have team members here in Ubud that work for us that are fantastic employees, and we wouldn't have found that quality of employee if I had gone back to Montreal as an example and only looked to hire that person from Montreal. Instead, we had a global talent search and we're able to find the best person at the price that we wanted, and you'll never have that if you're only restricting yourself to one particular city. So expanding your breadth and being able to get access to the entire global talent pool is going to have huge gains for you if you're interested in doing outsourcing. And the last one that I'm going to put up here, which is a little bit different, but you guys will probably agree or disagree with it, you'll have guaranteed work continuation and real no downtime inside of your company. So I'll give you an example. Me and Rob's my co-founder inside of Time Doctor, and he lives in Sydney. I live in Canada. We're exactly 12 hours apart. So we're constantly up and running, and there's always somebody to go to basically get answers to questions because there are two co-founders that live on opposite sides of the planet. So it's a huge advantage to be able to have that remote working relationship and always have basically the lights on the business so that you know, okay, I need to talk to Rob or I need to talk to Liam, dependent upon my time zone, and figure out a solution to this problem. That also applies to customer support people, it applies to sales people, it applies to developers in essence. All of these people are distributed all over the planet, and for that gives us zero downtime as a business, which is really great when you are looking to build a company like ours, which is focused on software as an example, and our customers are all over the planet. Couple cons of outsourcing, and I'm going to be equal on either side, even though I think that outsourcing is generally a pro. There are negative components to outsourcing, and I want to go over a couple of them. Number one, there's a lot of delays with outsourcing. So we have a saying inside of the company, which is, you shouldn't ask me what to do, but you should tell me what you did. And that's a very small kind of mind shift, but once you get that mind shift, it's a philosophy of take action, do something, even if it's the wrong decision. I'd rather allow you to make a wrong decision than wait for me to tell you what decision to make. And that happens a lot inside of outsourcing, particularly if you have people that are working on the other side of the planet, because they'll be waiting for you to make a decision. And you need to kind of push that out of your organization. You need to be really focused on saying, hey guys, you need to make your own decisions in life. Any decision is usually reversible 12 hours out. So it's not that big of a deal. You just need to take action, make a decision, and if you allow your staff to do that, you can overcome this con of outsourcing, but fundamentally, it's something that particularly new people to outsourcing will always encounter. So just make sure that you're very clear with people. Take action, make a decision. Don't have any issues with making the wrong decision as an example. I won't fire you if you make the wrong decision. I'd rather you make the wrong decision than no decision at all. Number two, there's a little bit more of lack of focus on projects because you're not with that person 8 hours a day as an example. You don't get the same context of communication that you would if that person was on the other side of the planet. So you need to be able to gain a lot more of the detail orientation to how employees work and really kind of meet with them on a regular basis to make sure that those projects are staying on track. Because you could assign a project and then realize 1 week later that nothing was done, and that ends up being a major con of outsourcing. The way to solve that is to actually have those employees check in with you every day or every couple days to figure out where they're going with that project, so that you have very clear you both have a very clear understanding of how fast this project should be going. Another con of outsourcing is intellectual property and privacy concerns. So, and a lot of people will ask me this question: Liam, I'm going to start outsourcing and I'm really scared that the employees are going to run off with all of my IP, or they're going to run off with payroll, or they're going to run off with whatever it might be. And that risk is there. That risk is, I would say, slightly higher with remote employees than it is with brick and mortar employees, but the risk is still there with brick and mortar employees. Those employees will still steal from you, even if they've been meeting with you and talking with you every single day. It's just temptation, or it is anger connected to maybe something that you did inside of the organization or they did inside of the organization. So what I would suggest that you do is set up controls to make sure that if you do need to terminate somebody, as an example, you have very specific triggers that are in place to make sure that your intellectual property and everything else that's proprietary to your business is protected. So we use an application called LastPass as an example, which encrypts all of our passwords. So none of our employees actually have any passwords. They just have encrypted keys connected to all of their passwords. And then with one final kind of swing of the keyboard, you can literally push people, cut people completely out of the all of their access to everything inside of the company very quickly and efficiently. And we do that, and even though that's something that you never really want to do inside of a company, it's something that you need to do to make sure that you're protecting yourself against intellectual property concerns. So if you're concerned about that, download something like LastPass, give it to your employees, have those encrypted keys, and then you can very quickly remove access from them if that becomes an issue. Another one is dealing with fake accounts and dealing with fake people. So if you go onto platforms like Upwork or Freelancer, which are both great examples of two-sided marketplaces for remote work and outsourcing, a lot of the times they'll say they're Danny, but actually they're Danny Incorporated. So they've got 30 or 40 employees, and they interact with you like, hey, I'm Danny and I'm going to do this project for you, but in reality they just delegated this to a whole bunch of employees that they've hired, and that's not what you signed up for. You signed up for Danny and you got Danny Incorporated. The way that you solve that is usually you end up having a lot of, as I said before, updates on the project with that particular employee. And for us, we very rarely hire on those platforms anymore because we wanted a committed long-term employee inside of the organization, not just somebody that was going to complete one-off projects, as an example. And with that, you always have that fear that Danny may not be Danny, Danny may be Danny Incorporated. Really important to be able to watch out for that because it's a big issue when it comes into building out your outsourcing team. Another con of outsourcing is language barriers. Language barriers are serious in some countries. If you are in Indonesia, as an example, you might only be interacting with people that speak Balinese, and you need to be able to make sure that you are able to sync up and communicate efficiently. Even more than language communication barriers, even cultural communication barriers can be a big issue. So if you've got a country where things are done very differently from the country that you're from, you're going to have a cultural barrier that can be just as problematic as a language barrier breakdown. So make sure that you understand that. I would do a lot of sort of language tests with employees, particularly if they're going to be a front office type of person inside of the organization. So somebody who is going to be working on interacting directly with customers. You need to make sure that their English or their French or whichever language you're interacting with your customers in is really good. So make sure that happens. And other than that, just be mindful of that language barrier, because if you're hiring people that can't speak the language or don't understand your culture or you don't understand theirs, that's going to be an issue with outsourcing. Another con is freelancers can be expensive. For really high-end freelancers, they're usually more expensive than hiring long-term employees. So a freelancer could be 25, 50%, 100% more expensive than just hiring someone long term. And it really depends on, do you need a project done quickly? and efficiently and a one-off project, I would go with a freelancer. If you want to hire someone longer term, go and hire yourself a long-term contractor that in essence acts like a regular employee inside of your organization, because those people are going to be much better for you than just hiring these one-off freelancers, particularly if it's something that you know will be a recurring project long term. And the last point that I'm going to drop here is fundamentally, one of the biggest cons of outsourcing is that communication can be difficult. The advantage of outsourcing is you're going to be hiring people all over the planet. They're going to be happier and usually more cost efficient than their local counterparts. But the biggest barrier is there's a communication issue. And tools like Twist app, Slack, Time Doctor, project management tools, they're all making that process a lot easier and more efficient. And it's only going to get more efficient as we progress with outsourcing and this industry. But it's important to understand that that's the major barrier towards outsourcing. So be mindful of that and stay ahead of that curve, always investing in new technologies to make your employees that 2, 3, 4% more efficient so that you have a more successful outsourced team. So if you like that video, please comment below saying, hey, I like that, or no, I did not like it at all, and I hate your videos. I'm totally cool with that comment and going in as well. And if you really liked it, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Other than that, I will see you in the next one.
So for the conclusion, IT and software development outsourcing provides businesses with cost-effective solutions, access to global talent, and the ability to focus on core operations. By leveraging outsourcing models, companies can improve efficiency, scalability, and innovation while addressing challenges such as security risk and communications barriers. Looking ahead, outsourcing will continue to evolve with advancements in AI, cybersecurity, and cloud technologies. And to ensure success, businesses must adopt best practices, including clear goal setting, strong communication, and continuous performance evaluation. When executed effectively, IT outsourcing remains a powerful strategy for growth and competitiveness in the digital age. So, as for the leader of the group, as we wrap up for today's discussion in IT and software development outsourcing, we would like to thank you all for listening, and let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've covered. So, outsourcing has become a powerful strategy for businesses worldwide. It helps the companies to reduce cost, access global talent, and increase efficiency while allowing them to focus on the core operations. We explore the different outsourcing models, the benefits it brings, and the challenges that businesses may face. While outsourcing is is not without risk, such as security concerns, communication barriers, and quality control issues. Following the best practices like choosing the right partner, establishing a strong communication, and ensuring proper monitoring can lead to great success. Looking ahead, IT outsourcing will continue to evolve, especially the rise of the artificial intelligence, cybersecurity advancements, and cloud-based solutions. Businesses also can adapt to these changes and leverage outsourcing effectively will remain competitive in the ever-changing digital landscape. And ultimately, outsourcing is not just about cutting costs. It's about innovation, collaboration, and building strategic partnerships that drive growth and success. So, with that, I want to thank you all for your time and attention. I hope this presentation has given you valuable insights into IT sourcing and how it impacts businesses today. So if you have any more questions or thoughts, I'd like to hear them. We're all ears. But then again, thank you for your um, time. We are greatly um, thankful for it. Thank you and God bless.